Homes are built on hopes and dreams. This house in Arnold, Missouri was built on a pier because it was knowingly built on a rapidly eroding lagoon.
The property where we're actually in right now was a former human waste lagoon, and once the city decided that they're going to put in a public sewer system, basically they drained the lagoon, dried it out, threw a bunch of fill dirt in it, and that's what they built the house on. The paint line is where the paint used to be, or the dirt used to be up to. As you can see, it was painted up to here, and the dirt's sinking that much. Basically the curb had sinking into the ground. We get up to this point, and as you can see, it's a pretty big hole right there in front of the house. As you can see, it's pretty deep. The rebar's still there, but yet the ground is all washed away from it underneath. This is just the beginning of it. That's where the piping is here, where it's separated, and it actually is a PVC pipe.
So what you've got is the gap then between the pipe
and the floor. And also, if you take a look up through here, all the piping is basically falling down. It's actually pulling the nails out here, and I actually lost that one. Everything's just sinking down. Everybody claims it's not their fault. I don't know how I could cause land to go away underneath the concrete floor. I don't see how it's my fault.
Whose fault is this?
I believe it's mainly the city's fault and the builder's fault. I think that the reason why I'm saying I think it's the city's fault, they allowed the place to be built. They knew about the former history of this land this house being on a former human waste lagoon, but yet they authorized a permit to be built. Or they authorized a permit for the house to be built. I have the builder's permit that literally states that the house is piered 21 feet past a lagoon. I was never disclosed that this house was on a lagoon. And my neighbor, he's lived in his house for almost 20 years. He never knew his house was piered.
I'm afraid since initially nobody told us that these houses were on piers in the first place, and I've been living there for 21 years, and every year I see my yard sinking and sinking, and I'm afraid I have the same problem under my house that Ryan has under his. I'm just waiting for the hammer to fall.
Do you know how many houses on this block are on piers?
I have no idea.
Nobody else does either, do they?
No, I don't think so.
Someone in the city does.
Yeah, somebody does. Somebody knew when... The thing that I find very interesting is I talked to Ron Counts the other day, and he said that this man named, I think it's Stephen Durantz, who was the building commissioner or something, would do with giving out permits for building. And he built, his name was on these permits, and then, well, if he didn't have anything to do with it, why was his name on there? And then I find it interesting that he actually lived in my house for a year and a half just after the home was built.
Very interesting.
So I just don't. Something doesn't sound right to me. You know, it's my concern that there was something shifty, because I understand that the land was donated to the city and shouldn't have been built on in the first place.
What's your homeowner's insurance say about this debacle?
My homeowner's insurance says they agree I definitely have a problem. However,
yeah, I agree with them.
However, the village idiot agrees I have a problem too. However, homeowners insurance does not cover earth movement and erosion unless you have a separate rider of earthquake insurance, and even then it has to be written in. To repair the house we're looking roughly, anywhere from 15 to 30 grand. And that's with no guarantees. And also the people that say, the people that have actually said that, yeah, they would be interested in trying to fix it, they say, yeah, there is no guarantees, and also at this point, it's not going to fix the problem. It's going to make it to where I can live in it. It's going to give me plumbing again. But it's not going to replace my floors I've torn up, nothing like that. But it will repair it, but it will go away again until the city fixes this creek correctly and fixes that their water drainage issues that they have. The problem's never going to go away. It might take 5 years to resurface. It might take 10 years. It may take 20 years. Hell, we don't know. But it is going to resurface. The city has agreed, yeah, it should have never been built. Like I stated before.
They said that.
The mayor said it when he thought it was going to be their problem, that, oh yeah, we'll buy you and you and him out, and no problem, just to keep this is going to keep happening. And then once the insurance said basically, oh well, we're this isn't the city's problem. Basically, it was, oh, we never said that. But yeah, the American dream's turning into the American nightmare.
Because right now you're homeless.
I'm homeless. I'm paying. By the time you add utilities in, minimum $1,500 a month for something I can't even use. We were recently on Channel 4 News. We were interviewed by Erica Byfield, and even on her interview, if you watch the newscast, basically the city has declined comment because we had threatened litigation or suing the city, which the city is actually hiding what they call a sovereign immunity. And they claim that they're still looking into the investigation. However, the letters that I've been given from the city's insurance, all basically tell me to just take a hike, it's not their problem. So we're going to go and see if it's open back up, see what they're saying.
Try to get as sympathetic as possible and help them understand the fact that, you know, we still don't have a home to live in. We're still paying for a place to live. And it's very frustrating, and it's very sad that no one will help us, especially the place that we live in, pay taxes in, and have lived here for 5 years.
My name is Ryan Egleston. I am currently homeless, but I do pay for a property at 1946 Key West Drive. Property was actually recently on the news, as I'm sure you're aware of. And I was broadcasted on the news that you guys are still looking into the issue, but didn't have any comment. Do you have a comment, or what are you looking into?
Are you done?
Is that portion of it not public?
I don't have a comment.
I'm asking you to look honest, straight up.
I mean, we've looked into it. I mean, we've looked into it. That basically we don't have any responsibility at this point, and I don't know what else to say. We didn't make you buy that house.
You didn't make me buy that house.
No.
You as a city allowed that house to be built.
Did we?
Yes, you did. You signed a building permit. Do you not check over your permit to make sure that the work is done?
How many years ago was that?
1987, sir.
Are you in with comments?
I have plenty of comments for you. We're not very well. They won't be suited.
No, I wouldn't advise it.
You're gonna let the city's properties go down in value because you don't care of a mistake that the city made. I mean, the test that you guys claim you did on the sewer, that a monkey with a football could do that. I mean,
Thank you very much.
We really
Appreciate your comments. Thank you very much.
You
You can sit down. We'll go on to the next one. Thank
Have
you.
a nice day.
Have a nice day. Yes.
I was just trying to elaborate on what my husband came up here and talked about just a minute ago with our house. We're just pretty much at our wit's end with what we can do with our home without having to foreclose on it, and we just don't know. I know it's not your fault, Mayor. I understand that because you weren't around when the home was built and all the permits were signed. But is it your responsibility? I'm not saying it's your fault. I just want to know if it's the city's responsibility because they allowed the home to be built.
The home was built to code and to the standards of the time. There were 30 lagoons in the city of Arnold at one time. There are 0 lagoons in the city of Arnold now.
Right.
So those lagoons all became something. So
it became something, all right.
that's one of the former lagoon sites. There are 29 other ones throughout the city.
Are you done, ma'am? Thank you very much. Do we have anyone else who would like to come forward? Thank you very much. You can sit down. We'll go on to the next one.
Well, that was fun. Just like I thought, no one's looking into it. I was told to sit down. And, yeah. Gotta love it. Go City of Arnold. Can't wait till election time.
One of Arnold's finest there, making sure you don't return.
Let's go to Mom's house.
Yeah.
There is no going home.
No.
Don't they have to report this stuff to when they build these houses? Because right now, I'd never heard of a house being built on a lagoon. I mean, to me, it's unsanitary.
It would seem in the building stages someone was the wiser because these houses are on piers.
All right, and nobody said a word. I mean, if I would say, oh, this house is on an 18-foot pier, why would I buy it? Because now, if I want to sell my house, I'm not going to be able to get my money out of it.
You know, knowing what I know, even if I were able to fix this house, I can never call it home again. I'll never be able to live in there, sit on my couch, watch TV, and actually feel happy again. I'll never do that. And that's, it's a feeling you can't give back. So we need help.
We need help. We're at our wit's end with calling and emailing and asking for help and getting nowhere.
This has turned out to be a real nightmare.
They're just going to set on a time bomb till somebody gets hurt, aren't they?
Right.